Hey you guys, what's up? Okay, so today we are going to break down tribal and take us into two kind of places that we can bop around in there from. Before I get there, I'm going to show you a couple ways that you might move up into a tribal. So one of the first ways you might find it is maybe we're on the knees doing something, and then we're going to lift off of the knees, and we might reach the arms forward and wide and step a foot forward. We might play here for a little bit, just exploring some space here, you know, a little bit of a low lunge. And then the transition would be we would lift up the left knee, pivot it inwards a little bit towards the right to send the butt up. Okay. And a tribal is with your front foot facing relatively straight forward and with the left foot or the back foot on an angle. Yeah. So that's one way that we might get there, is from a low lunge. We may also come from a all fours, hands and feet position. We may shift the weight and work into like a little pedal. Little pedal, pedal, pedal. And then eyes forward, step forward, and pivot the back foot to lift up. We may be standing, and maybe we're more pedaling. Pedal, pedal, pedal. And then maybe we step it back. So wherever we are, what will happen is the front foot is straight forward. The back, the front heel kind of cuts into ish. You know, it's sort of like you decide what feels best for you. But the left heel is going to kind of meet the back heel, which is my right heel in this space. And so, yeah, there's a little bit of an opening here. The hips are more to the side versus forward. They're kind of angled out to the side, and these are where we find our tribal positions. Now, a traditional yoga tribal, or what is known as a warrior pose, would look a little bit more like this, where we stack the knee on top and we have a locked out back knee, and we find our strong lines. Yeah. In our classes, we keep them a little bit more gentle, dynamic. We shorten the stance so that both knees can be bent. The back leg, the back knee, we're going to keep it narrowing forward. And this is going to allow both of our groins to stay hollow and soft. Yeah, the back heel hovers. And we're going to, even with the hands to the groins, just slide the hips back a little bit. In these positions, you could take the hands to the top of the thighs and just glide the hips forward and back, like a little sliding forward and back. You're welcome to catch your hands to your bum and pull the flesh up and just sort of work to inform that the femur is rooting into the hip socket. Yeah, so this is a space. You could have a block here. Now, something to be, I guess, aware of is that this is a place where it's typical that we would tuck the tail, okay? And so as we start to work with untucking the tail, lifting the butt and widening it behind and honoring the spine, the only reason you might not come down to a block or down to fingertips to the ground is because you compromise your alignment of the spine. And so staying up here and working to support the alignment of the spine, and then thinking of root your femur back, widen the butt. Yeah? Keep your lumbar spine, low spine, moving in just a little bit. And if you can hold that alignment, then you can come down to here. And this is just a pulse of extension through the front leg, working in 2 the extension of the left hamstring. On the other side. It's a strong position. We keep a pulse, we keep a moving and a dynamism. Our body loves to move. It gets so strong and hydrates our fascia and just is like alive when we're moving. Okay, so the front foot straight forward, back foot angling up towards the top corner of the mat, the opposite corner. And so for me, left toes angled towards the top left corner of the mat. And you can take your hands to your bum and just widen it back, or hands to the groins and slide the hips back. To begin, hands to the top of the thighs and just slide your hips forward and back. And we're sliding the front leg into extension. I want you to be mindful of not locking out the front knee. No, it doesn't like it. And you can use your front toes, dig down and drag back to find extra connections into the back of the leg. If you can maintain your lumbar spine moving in, and you can take a hand there to check it out, you're welcome to come down onto a block. And we just tense and release into the front leg. The back paw can be digging down and dragging back. Okay? So that's like, I wouldn't call that necessarily, it's tribal legs with a front leg extension. And moving into a tribal with a side arc. Okay, we have our position here. The left foot is forward, the right foot is angling to the top right corner of the mat. You can slide your hands to your groins and just guide the hips back. You can take your hands to your bum, grab low, spread wide in the cheeks, back behind you, and then bend into your knees. Yeah. Option for the left hand to connect to the top of the thigh, and the right arm to first press forward of the shoulder and then drive wide towards the front. You'll get a beautiful stretch there. And if you have more space in the hips, you're welcome to come down onto your forearm. Here, I want you to maintain a lift underneath of the left ribs. You can even take your hand there and lift and twist just a little bit. And then the right paw is going to dig down and drag back like you're trying to take off for a race. So we fire into our right butt. The right arm can reach directly out to the right side. And then as you dig down, drag back with the right foot, drive your right arm forward. Right fist connects to the crown of the head. This is single crown. Right paw digs down, drags back as you stretch. Reach into the pressure of your hand. So we're rising into the right ribs. We're lengthening the belly. We're maintaining the hollows in our groins. We're using the right paw, digging down and dragging back to stay connected to our roots. And we're peeling open. The crown is reaching to find length in the belly. And the left forearm, we're not collapsing here. We're really holding it up. We're using the integrity of our belly, of our strong body, the rising of the ribs to hold lightness. Little pulses. Okay, that's the tribal. I'll show you on the other side. So here in this position, it's too long it's too long of a position if it feels uncomfortable to bend both knees. Okay, so we want to have a little ability to be dynamic and springy. Right foot straight forward, left toes angled to the top left corner of the mat. Hands to the groins, just slightly guide the hips back. Hands to the butt, grab and widen your butt as you sit the hips back. The right forearm can connect to the top of the right thigh. If it's too low, come up with the hand. Yeah? And then you're going to do the same motion, except if the hand is on the thigh, you're going to be lifting more than reaching forward. Okay? So wherever you are, be where you are. Honor your body. Okay? Forearm to the ground. You want to have space. You want to keep that lift underneath of the right ribs. Left arm reaches wide and then drives forward. Left fist connects to the crown of the head. The elbow is narrow. Left paw digs down and drags back as you stretch, press, reach long. Little pulsing, rising through left ribs, arc and stretch into length. Left paw digs down, holds the roots as you open belly, open side ribs. Keep your right forearm pressing into the thigh. Lengthen through the belly. Ah. So that is some variations of a tribal. I love you.